Making sure I record. All right. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining us on August 15th. Can't believe August is halfway over, so that means Cup month is halfway over. If you are in the middle of the month and you're only at Success Club 2 or even 0, don't worry. You still have 2 weeks. And honestly, the last week of August is when people really start to wake up. They realize, oh, crap, I just completely ruined August. And people kind of go into that binge phase because they feel bad that summer's ending. So make sure you keep inviting people, you keep connecting with people, you keep following up with people, because I bet you the third and last week of August, that's when people are going to say, all right, you know what? I want to definitely dive in with this. So be around, be there for people to actually say yes. If you're gone, they're going to go to somebody else or they're going to try something else. So still be there, even though maybe the first 2 weeks of August is a little slow. People are going to be coming back from vacation. Diamond bonus. Hopefully you've all heard, I forget the exact dates, but maybe somebody else will know. The diamond bonus, if you get it for the third quarter, it's $250. You have to hold it for 6 weeks. So what that means is you need to be diamond for 6 weeks consecutively straight. So if you drop rank that third week, you have to restart over. So if you get it for the for the third quarter, you get $250. If you hold it again for another 6 weeks in the fourth quarter, you get another $250. So potentially, if you are pushing for diamond, you can earn $500 by the end of the year. And I think $500 is a nice, a nice amount for some Christmas presents, right? Or something nice for yourself. The $160 challenge pack, they've been going back and forth whether it's going to end August 31st or not. I don't know. I would just kind of play it like it's going to end August 31st. And then if they decide to extend it, I'm not sure what date they're going to extend it to. So just use that the fourth week of August to let people know hey, it's the last week, it's the last day. Really use that, because when people have that time crunch, they're all right, $40 they'll be saving. Most people are going to say I'm in. So make sure you use that to your advantage. And something for an event, Super Saturday, I believe is September. Anyone want to help me out here? What is it, Ashley?
23rd.
September 23rd.
23rd.
2-3. Okay. So in New Jersey and Philly, we're going to the Philly one. I know a couple of the New York girls are coming down to Philly too. So if you want to be a part of that group, come with us. But all you have to do is go into your Coach Online office. I believe just go to events, and then you can search for a Super Saturday that's near you. If you're a new coach and you have no idea what a Super Saturday is, I highly suggest getting to one. For the 4.5 years that I've been a coach, I've never missed a Super Saturday. Even when I was moving that Saturday, I told my husband, have fun, I will meet you later. And that's one thing I think that's been attributed to my success, is just showing up at every event. This weekend, me and Leia, we drove all the way to Pittsburgh. Do we need to go? I think we did. I think it was just important to be, we're usually around the New Jersey and Philly people, but to be a part of some other coach group, we learned it's just a different ball game, in the sense of different people have other information to offer instead of kind of hearing the same things like you guys kind of hear from me all the time. It's good to learn from other people. So that's what you kind of do at events, is you learn from other people. You might hear one thing, even if I've said it a million times, it might sound a little bit different coming from somebody else, and then you'll kind of have a light bulb moment. So make sure that you look for that Super Saturday nearest to you. Say yay for Tucker going in the crate by himself. Hopefully he'll stay there for the night. And then we're also doing just a local beach day. I'm sorry, girls, if you're not in New Jersey, but we're doing it right by Bradley Beach. It's called Avon by the Sea, because that's where the Cafe Paleo restaurant is. So we're going to do the beach day first and then go to that Cafe Paleo after the beach day. So make sure that event is in the team page if you want to come. Let us know, because I think we're either doing it next Tuesday or next Wednesday, because I did a poll on the Facebook page, and it kind of is different than what I thought. Anyways, so we have Kristen Morrison, who is going to be speaking tonight, and she is a diamond coach. And funny thing, this is her third time moving, and guess what? She's on the call tonight. So to me, that shows a hell of a lot of dedication, even when she's been moving a lot, baby and everything, been crazy, but she's here and she's going to give us some information and talk to us about being your authentic self, really speaking to your tribe, to your people, so that you're working with the people that get you and you're getting the people that you're working with. Obviously, you want this business to be something fun where you're dealing with a lot of like-minded people, and obviously, they become your best friends, which a lot of us already have. So, Kristen, I'm going to let you just take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So like Rose said, I'm going to talk about how to stand out from other coaches so that you can attract your very own tribe. I know we've all heard this a lot, like through Coach Basics and, just over again in the team page, just reminders on how you can, do these things to set yourself apart. But I'm just going to take it a little bit deeper because hopefully, like Rose said, you hear things often, but maybe if you hear it a little differently, hopefully it will help you. So I know you guys also follow and learn a lot from Chalene Johnson. I really look up to her, but I've really lately been listening to her a lot, and something that she said that's really just hit me hard and really helped me with this topic tonight was that you don't have to be extraordinary. You just need to stand out. And that is what she says is the new marketing of this year of 2017. So what has worked last year with marketing and attraction marketing is not what's working this year. And I'll share more about that a little bit later. As you know, as coaches, we all do similar things. We all run challenge groups. We all promote the same things. But it's really how we lead with our own very different stories and just differences in general is what set us apart. So the whole goal is you want people to really feel like they know you and to know your values, to know your voice, to know your struggles and how you turn your own bad days around because, we're not positive, happy people all the time. We don't wake up. I don't wake up very excited and ready to go each day. You also have to work at that, but we have to share those things. So you want people to think of you as your friend. You want someone to talk about you to other people and say, oh, this girl that I follow, I feel like I know her. So like I said, you want them to understand what they're going through. You don't want to be someone who is showing off this perfect life. Like I said, you want people to feel like they already know you. Or you can think of it this way, with, new challengers, new customers, you want them to say that, they can do Beachbody on their own, of course, with anybody else, but you want them to say, I want to do this program with her. You want to be that her. So in order to do this, we have to change our mindset. We have to stop thinking that there are too many coaches out there because there's not. This business is not oversaturated. Yes, there are Rose gave me the exact number. We talked about this a little bit ago, but around 380,000, 400,000, something like that. But how many of those coaches are actively working this business? How many of them, do what we do? Not very many. How many discount coaches you have. So think of it that way. You have to change your mindset. that, you do make up a small part of this company, of that number, I guess. This Beachbody is expanding. We've expanded to Canada. Now we're going to the UK. But think about in North America alone, there are millions of people here that haven't even heard about Beachbody, or if they have, they probably haven't completed a program. So we need to get rid of that mindset and dig into the truth of, just connecting with people who we are meant to connect with. You're not meant to be you're not meant to be something to everyone out there. You're not going to connect with a vast amount of people. So like for me, I'm not going to hit it off or connect. That sounds kind of creepy, with like a 45-year-old dad. That's not the person that I'm trying to reach. Now, I will help them if they come to me and ask to be part of my challenge group, or if they're a free lead, I'll put them into my general ongoing support group. But that's not the type of person that I'm seeking to build my team of coaches with. So here's what you can do. I'll talk a little bit about how you can visually see how you are different from other coaches. So you don't have to do it right now, but make a note to do this either after this call or definitely in the next day or so, while this is fresh on your mind. Take a sheet of paper and draw a line right down the middle, and I want you to write similarities as one header, and then on the other side I want you to write differences as the other header. So on the similarity side, I want you to think about what we do as coaches, and how we're all like. We are the community of Beachbody. We all sell the products. We all, drink Shakeology. We all run challenge groups. We all coach other coaches. We all do those same things. But on the other side, on the differences side, that's where you get really deep and personal, and kind of, it's like a little exercise for you to spark some ideas. So you want to try to get as detailed as you can. The deeper you think about this, the better off you're going to be, and the better you're going to find your niche market and the people that you talk to. So for me, I'll give you an example. And like I said, you can go as deep as you want to. My differences, I said that, I'm a Christian. There are values that I share, even, on my social media, because that's the person that I'm trying to reach. I'm a small town girl. Obviously, you guys can hear my accent. I'm an introvert. I love shopping, preferably by myself. I'm a first-time mom to a baby boy. I move around quite a bit. I love fitness, but I struggle with the nutrition side. I love sweets. My husband is a much better cook than me. I am a clean fanatic and a huge germaphobe. In order for me to function, the house must be clean. And my love language is quality of time. So those, kind of, I had to get a little bit deep so that I could dig into who I am as a person, so that I knew the type of person who I'm talking to. Because the more that you share those things, the better off you're going to be at reaching that person. So you really have to ask yourself, what am I leading with on social media? Am I leading with Beachbody, with all those similarities that everyone else does? Or am I leading with my differences? Those things, those really crazy things that I just said that make me me. Look at your Facebook page, your profile, or your Instagram profile, whatever, you use the most, or you use more than one, that's fine. But do you say that you work for Beachbody, or do you work for yourself? Do you have a business name. I have Kristen Morrison Health and Fitness on there, which I've changed the name about 1,000,000 times. But anyways, I can't stand it when I see that someone says they work for Beachbody, because you do not work for Beachbody. You partner with Beachbody. Using the Beachbody lingo is a huge turnoff, because think about it this way. How many times do you get so annoyed when one of those girls from Rodan and Fields or It Works or, Plexus, all of those, LuLaRoe, when those business people, those distributors message you and just come out and say, hey, have you tried this product? Or, hey, you would be really good, at selling this or whatever. And then you go to their page and it says works at Rodan and Fields or whatever. I find that really annoying, because to me that just says that they are trying to sell me something. And we don't do that as coaches. So thank goodness. I mean, I was thinking about this today. I don't know if any of those distributors have even built that relationship with me first, or asked how I was, or even really knew anything about me. But you get to do that. So that's what makes you different from them. So don't even compare yourself to what these other businesses are doing, because it just does not compare at all. Like I said, we are a relationship business, and we're giving what we have to offer in the way that we post, more so than, just, showing that you work out. You're giving, just like Haley Cleese talked about on the call last time, you're educating people on health and fitness. You're motivating and sharing other things than just a product. So keep that in mind as well. So again, you have to change your mindset. You are are different, and we will reach a larger audience, more than anybody else can. So it is your difference, your X factor, that is going to make, the more people make you attract the person just like you. Something too to think about, because I know this really hits home for me. Think about the season of life that you're in, like right now. For me right now, it's like super, super stressful. Like Rose said, this is the third time this year that we've moved. But I've shared a lot about that. And I think people can relate to that, because they know that, well, if she's super busy, but she's still able to work out and, run her business, then she can't be that busy. Like, she has to have a way, to make it work. So that's, being super relatable, and use those tough times in these seasons of life that you're in to use that to build your relationships. Something also that I've really been working on for talking with people in new relationships is the struggle of getting my baby to sleep. Has not gone so well. From about the time he was 4 months till about 10 months, he was not sleeping like at all. I mean, I was getting up 5 or 6 times every night, like crazy. I was exhausted, just not happy. I was napping when he was napping during the day. So anyways, I'm saying that because I knew I had to make a change, and I needed to ask other moms what they were doing. So I joined every kind of baby sleep training program on Facebook that I could find, to hear what these moms were doing. So I would start these messages with these moms, and, just really get to know them and be like, I am also, going through this really hard issue here with lack of sleep, like what's working for you, because it's got to work for me. So I would do that, and I built up all these like got to know all these new moms, and all these relationships are now have been built just from me struggling with something and asking for help. So even if you're not a mom, even if, like Rose, her dog, she's having trouble, with crate training, and, I'm sure she's asked a ton of other people in, those personal conversations on Facebook, what is working for you, because I've got to figure this out too. And I think that is so genuine. Like, people really appreciate and can relate to that when you share those struggles. And then, that's a perfect way to invite after you've done all that. So I'd say all that just to share that, take what you're going through and, find a group on Facebook to help you, and then, get to know those people that way by asking a lot of questions, and post about it. Those turn into really great posts, because you want to get real on social media, and share your flaws, share, like I said, those seasons of life that you're in, just share it all, because you're helping other people, even though you might not think so, you are. Like I said too, that, you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. Not everyone is going to relate to you and like you, but you really have to narrow your focus and narrow your audience, so that when you post, it's, relevant to that small population, because I definitely am speaking to moms. I'm not talking to that dad, that example that I shared, who's, like 40 some years old. But you have to think about, also the things that make you unique. And I know you guys have heard this, just think of the 5 things, the 5 passions that you have, that, describe you. Definitely do that, rotate between all those to post about. But, even like, 5 words to describe you, I would even ask someone that to, give you their opinion of you, or, that would make a great post to say, what are 5 words to describe me, just so that you can get a feel, and go from there. But, like I said, it can be, when you're trying to branch out of your 5, it just becomes too watered down for everybody, and it doesn't really narrow in, on what you're trying to, portray, because you really want to make people feel something, feel emotion. We hear all the time that we're supposed to tell stories, but really, you want to stop someone in their tracks, from scrolling with your post. You need, bright, clear pictures, and preferably it needs to be of you. I know for my birthday this year, I asked my husband, didn't really ask. I just kind of have been saying forever that I need professional photos of me for my business. And that's what he got me for my birthday this year. So I definitely encourage y'all to, even for Christmas or whatever, from anyone, a family member, to help you do that, with a photographer, so that you can really stand out in that way and show people, that you are a serious business, and you are different from all these other coaches, because you are clear and professional. So definitely do that. And with those photos and the way that you share, you also have to, write your post in a way that you speak the language of the people that you're talking to. And how you do that is knowing who you were before Beachbody. I'm going to call this pre-Beachbody Kristen. And knowing that before Beachbody, like if I was I didn't have Beachbody now, pre-Beachbody, Kristen, I would be still a mom, obviously, but a mom who's wanting to be at home with Noah. Like, that's what I would want to be right now. If I didn't have this, I would be desperately looking for a way to stay home. I would still be super shy, and I would be exhausted because, from working and from not sleeping and all of that. So, and moving. But think of those things for you. Like, who were you before all this? And that is who you want to write to when you are writing your post. And something that I found is a really great idea if you get what they call writer's block, which I do all the time when I need like to reword a post or something. Definitely, think of your avatar. Rose always says, get really descriptive, and you can even like have not a view, but very similar, obviously, but a picture of this person that you're trying to talk to. For me, my avatar would be a woman between 25 and 30 years old. She's married or in a serious relationship. She is either pregnant or a mom. She works, but she wants to be at home full time. She's a Christian. She is very girly. She loves hair and makeup and clothes. That's a lot of who I am because your avatar is you. I've even heard coaches say they went on to Google Images and got a picture of this person they are trying to, post to, and then print it off and put it there on her desk or wherever you work, so that you see her and really, relate to her and write to her. Something, like I said earlier about your top 5 passions and rotating between those. Ironically, mine all start with the letter F. For me, it is faith, family, fitness, freedom, and friends. Those are like my 5 really important passion things that I try to rotate through. So if you're stuck, and even if you're a coach that has been doing this for a while, go back and rewrite your 5 passions so that it will help you narrow in on what to post about. And then I'm going to help you go a little bit deeper with that, because we hear all that all the time, but I want you to take it even deeper and write down your top 5 struggles, like I was talking about in, your season of life that you're struggling in. Write out 5 things so that you can put those in your mix of posts too. Right now, my 5 is time, Noah dropping the bottle and going to the sippy cup. I'm going to be posting a lot about that, even though I have already, because I just really don't know what to do. He's turning 1, so that makes me sad. Cooking is just really hard for me right now, especially, and obviously moving. So now, a few months from now, all of those 5 things, those 5 struggles are going to change. So I'm going to have a whole new set of 5 to talk about. So you're always going to have content if you think of it that way. List them out, list your 5 every few months, your 5 struggles and your 5 passions, and use those. I know that's kind of a lot, a lot of lists that we've talked about, and I just want to give a few more tips on, what to do when you're kind of stuck on how to use those things and put them into a post. So go to Pinterest, and how we all have boards on Pinterest for like our home and for our babies and all that actually make boards for each of your 5 things in each, your good category and your struggle category, and refer back to those when you need to be re-inspired. For example, if cleaning is either, a favorite passion of yours or a struggle item, you could find find tips on how to make cleaning easier. And that could be, something that you post about. But bottom line, no matter what one of your things is that people are going to love that, number one, you're not just talking about health and fitness all the time, but that you're talking about things that really relate to their life too. Another tip is follow only the top coaches who you personally relate to the most. I used to follow so many, and I would just start to kind of feel like not bad about myself, but like I just didn't really relate to them, and there was no point in me, trying to see what everyone else is doing. So I've narrowed it down to, a few who I look up to, but more specifically who are moms, new moms, even more specifically. But anyways, follow the ones who you relate to and have the same values with. Get a folder on your desktop, on your computer, and when you see a post that they make that is really helpful to you, or something that would be a good idea for you, make a folder and put some ideas in there that you could post about. Now, of course, make it into your own words, but that's a great place to go back into when you're feeling like you need some direction in your post. We all also with Pinterest like to find quotes just to, give something inspirational out there. But why don't you just take a selfie of yourself and, put the quote over you with like Canva or something, or PicMonkey, or just take a selfie of you, and then in the post part, like the description part, just talk about the quote and what it means to you. Don't just have the stock photo. Also, another really important tip is when you're reading personal development, share your aha moments that you're reading, not just with us coaches, but share it on your newsfeed, on your own timeline, so that your followers can see. Because most people that follow you are not reading and listening to the types of things that you are. They don't read personal development, and you get to have the opportunity to be the messenger of those really great things. They're not reading on how to be better, but you are. So definitely share great quotes, share what you're learning in personal development, and share where you are going. Don't share your vision and why that means a lot to you. And finally, another just last quick tip is keep an ongoing notebook of your aha moments so that you can always refer back to those for your own personal reference, and get some information there. With curiosity, this is another big one on standing out. If you guys went to Summit this year and heard Chalene Johnson speak, you know what I'm talking about. But if you didn't get to go, I'm going to tell you that you have to watch the YouTube recording of Chalene Johnson's Summit presentation. Just type in Chalene Johnson Summit 2017, and it is awesome. Like, it's just like free good advice because she always has good things to say. But coming out of Summit, that was like one of the best things that I learned. But like I said at the very beginning of all of this, of how what worked in marketing last year is not working this year. That's what she spoke about. We're not doing attraction marketing anymore. You cannot post selfies of you holding your Shakeology cup, or you holding, a product, because all the other companies are doing that. That's what everyone else is doing, and when we are not what everyone else is. Shalene says that you need to be very discreet in what you do. You want to build that curiosity, and that is you'll learn more about how to brand yourself and how to how to stand out from this video, from that presentation. So you must watch it. But she also says that you cannot talk in beach body language, because that really does scare people away. You want to speak the language of your kind of people, using words like, well, if you were talking about, the new workout that you're doing, you want to use words like at home, easy, short, quick, quick dinners, not, shift shop, not, beach body language that doesn't mean anything to anyone. You don't want to say the name of what you're doing. So I really, really encourage you to go and watch that video. And just in closing, just a few questions to ask yourself, to really take a good hard look at your own personal page, and wondering, questioning on how you can stand out from other coaches. So are you willing to stand out and go above and beyond and do the things that other coaches are not willing to do? Because not all coaches do things like write encouraging notes to your challengers in their first month, and putting that in the mail, and then get that and just be like, wow, she really cares about me. Are you sending those notes to your coaches? Are you going the extra mile? Are you giving them live videos of yourself so that they get to know you even more as a coach? And even if you're in the beginning of this and your organization is small, or even if you've been doing it for a little while and it's still small, do for one what you wish you could do for everyone. You want to make those people, that small group that you have right now, feel like they're the only people in your world. Know that if you're faithful with small, you'll be given more. So really go above and beyond, and that's how you're going to stand out. Work to be a blessing rather than being blessed yourself. So that's what I got.
That's it. That was awesome. Can you hear me?
Yep, I'm here. Sorry, I'm muting myself.
No, that's okay. Did anybody have any comments or questions? Always the same.
Just saw all these questions.
I have a question, Kristen.
Yeah.
When you made your Pinterest boards, what did you make them for? Like one for your struggle. What did you say?
Yeah. So you know how everyone in all the trainings we hear that you have to make 5 things, be like your 5 topics that you post about, fitness, fashion, faith, family. So make a board for each of your 5 things, so that you can constantly, because I'm always on Pinterest. When you're pinning things on Pinterest, you can just pin things to those boards that really inspire you, so that you can go back later on when you're wondering what to post about. You can go back to those boards and pull out of one of your 5 topics and get inspiration from there. Was that what you were asking, or did I totally not say that right?
No, that was perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
So some things that really stood out to me, and I kind of beat this with a stick. Like Kristen said, stop being like every other Beachbody coach out there. It drives me insane when I see motivation quote, have a happy Tuesday. Like, huh? Like, put yourself into that. Like, what do you feel about the quote? How does that quote relate to you? If you want to use a quote. But seriously, like, this is network marketing. It's social media. You have to show yourself. If you're scared, I'm sorry, but you got to just get over it. You got to take those baby steps. You've got to, put one foot in front of the other, or else you're just putting stuff out there, and no offense, you're just wasting your time. So you can either kind of gulp down that fear and spend your time wisely, because we're all doing things, right? Like, we all have families and jobs and dogs to take care of and whatever. Or you can just waste your time posting generic stuff that's not going to reach everybody. And a really great thing I heard today from like a network marketing thing I was listening to is, network marketing is about finding like 100 people that you can deeply form a relationship with, right? It's not about selling a million challenge packs. And I know, like, we're on the national wake up call, and, the same people always have like the high success club numbers. And yeah, Melanie Mitro, sure, she's making $1 million, but you don't need to do that. You don't need to work harder. You just need to work smarter. If you have that close-knit group of people that you like really know deeply, that you form those relationships with, they're going to be lifers instead of, just getting in success club points. And then when September rolls around, all right, I have to start fresh. What happened to those people that were before, right? We're not just about signing people on, but we want to have that retention with people, right? And that comes from knowing them, forming that relationship, and then they're going to want to stick with you if you're really digging in and helping them really reach their goals. Find their pain points. So what you could do on your Facebook page is like talk about the things that really bothered you. Like, for me, before I was a Beachbody coach, like, I worked on weekends. I worked really late nights. I ate pizza on Friday nights at like midnight, and I could eat the whole thing because I was so hungry. I was a yo-yo dieter because even though I went to school for like health and fitness and nutrition, I still needed help myself. I always talk about my muffin top when I was at a Super Bowl party. Like, those things I repeat over and over and over and over, but those are pain points for other people. Like, other people, when you sit down and you hear muffin top, you're like, oh yeah, I know that feeling, right? So what are those pain points, whether it's with the business side of things or whether it's the health and fitness side of things? Because we don't sell to people, quote unquote. It's the feeling that you're trying to get out of people. So get that emotion out of them. That's how you're going to connect with people. Like Kristen was saying, you see those Road Anthem Field people posting their sales and the mascara and this and that. And I'm like, hey ladies, like, I have like fake lashes. I go in there for an hour and I'm done for the whole month. But anyways, like, they don't talk about the feeling of, I don't know, like breaking out with their skin at a young age and, going to the dermatologist and, having all this cream and being made fun of at school. Like, they don't do that stuff. They don't go for the feelings. So that's where we come in as, quote unquote, as coaches. And same thing what Kristen said, as you don't want to reach the masses and have people say, she's a Beachbody coach. You want people to know that you're a health and fitness advocate, not advocate. I'm not talking about that. Health and fitness advocate, where they know that you are some sort of coach. And that's when like, you really hit the nail on the head. And I had somebody ask me on my post the other day, what do you do? Or like, who do you work for or something? And she was all friends with Beachbody coaches. And I'm like, where is she? But like, that's really what you want people to say. Like, I don't know exactly what she does, but I know she can help me, right? That's when you know that you kind of hit the head on the nail with that. I think that's all I wrote down. Yeah, and with your struggles, like Kristen said in the beginning, talk about your struggles, but don't be whining and complaining. How did you overcome those struggles? How did you solve that? So if you had a bad day today, what did you do? Did you listen to personal development? Did you take a hot bath? Maybe you had a glass of wine. Maybe you just had to like talk it out with your best friend. Whatever it is. And then also know your voice. That was the first thing that Kristen mentioned. And if you hopefully listened to the National Wake Up Call, if you didn't, you still can, obviously. But the girl, Christian Haley, she's actually kind of sort of not on our team below us, but she's on Keith Callahan's team. If you go to her Facebook page, you will see she has a particular voice. Kristen, you would probably not like her because she curses all the time. She does the whole like AF, as F. You can fill in the blanks. But that reaches a certain type of person, right? Like if my mom went to her Facebook page, my mom would be like, I don't understand what all her acronyms stand for, right? Like she is targeting like a really small niche, but she went from 1 star in what, like, I don't know, the beginning of the year to freaking 8 star. Like mind blowing. I'm not even there, and and you can't compare, right? Like I can't compare. I've been doing this for 4.5 years. I'm a 6 star. Not a big deal, but it's just showing the growth that she had once she decided to narrow in on the right people. So I'm going to open it up. If you guys have any questions or want to say any aha moments that you got from tonight's or even from the National Wake Up Call.
Rose, I was just going to comment about what you just said when people reach out and they're like, so what do you do? Like I had someone ask me today, are you like that Beachbody coach? And I used what she used. I was like, yeah, are you a coach? And if you heard it, she asked that question and the woman's like, no, I could never be that. And it kind of sparked a conversation. Like, why couldn't you be that? Like, why couldn't you do this? People think it's so hard. Something else, Rose did for the August Cup. I don't know if you remember last week or the week before. And you had us write down 10 things that describe us, that represent us. And I wrote down 5 passions and I went back and compared the 10. So 10 things that represented us. And it was very similar to the 5 passions that Kristen just had us do. So, focusing on who you are and making those posts and relatable to those niches is important. So thanks, Kristen.
You're welcome.
Great points, Ashley. Anyone else? All right, ladies, let's crush it for the next 2 weeks of August. Post in those in your cup team page. I know ours has been a little bit quiet because we're all kind of like working super duper hard. But if you need help with conversations, I think that's where I find that coaches really struggle, even if they say they're not struggling, if I take a look at their conversations. So if you do have a new coach and they're like, oh, I'm getting so many no's, look at their conversations. I bet you it's somewhere in there, or it's their confidence, either of those two. So if you guys need anything, obviously the team page is there for you guys to get support from all of us. All right, have a good night, everyone.